And welcome to another special edition of Grind Music and Repeat, rocking with the Shades on season 3, bro. You know, we trying to chill, you know what I'm saying? We taking it easy like that. So look, got a special guest with me, you know what I'm saying? Highly recommended, you know what I'm saying? Highly recommended from the Mr. Bo Banks, you know what I'm saying? I want to say shout out to the Tune Baby. How you living today, man?
How you living, man? We chilling, man.
Yeah, man. So as far as like if people don't, you know what I'm saying, truly recognize or understand who you are, you know what I'm saying, what's something you can give to them real quickly? Let them know what you is or what you represent.
Okay, man. My name is Tune Baby, and I like to call myself a versatile artist. I hail out of California. That's where I was born, but I was actually raised right here. I was raised in Bladen County. Shout out to all my people out there in Bladen County.
Shout out to the Bladen County.
Yes, sir. And I've been somebody that I rap, I sing, I do anything that's we talk about artistic. That's what I am. I just call myself a well-rounded artist, and we can get into much later about all the things that I have done when it comes down to music and what I have to bring to the industry.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm talking about, Tune Baby, rocking on season 3 of Grind Music and Repeat, bro. Like anytime, like always, bro. If y'all like what we talking about, bro, put it down there in the in the comment section, bro. So we can Grind Music Repeat every day of the week.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you come in like, you know, so like let's kick it off nice. Like, what's one of your biggest accomplishments in the music game?
So far, I would like to say one of our biggest things was when I was with my group. It was LARMG. Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to them,
yeah, man. We made major waves back when we was a collective, and for 2 years strong, there was no competition. I mean, that's not a shot to anybody. It's just saying that we really held the competition down. So it was 2 years in a row. We were on Iron Mike. We was killing the competition. We got to open up for Future, Rich Homie Quan, K Michelle, Migos. The artists, you know, the list go on. Jeezy, Yo Gotti. We got to open up for quite a few artists. So, you know, one of those things, when you get to that, to do one of those things, it's definitely a great accomplishment to talk about.
That's powerful. Like just the thought of how you could think of something with, you know what I'm saying, people that you find on your level. Absolutely. Y'all can come together, you know what I'm saying? So like, as far as like LARMG, how do we, you know what I'm saying? What's the composition behind that?
Well, one of the guys, he was somebody that I went to school with. You know, I met him back in high school, and he went by a different name, but as soon as we linked up with each other and started talking about music, it was an instant collaboration. And the people that, when I share this back home to my people and they see, they gonna know it's something that it just stood out. And right. So, and the other member, Carter, he came through later on in life. You know, that was in high school, and we, you know, did our thing, moved off and became adults. And later on, they were together, they were working together. And I was introduced to Carter and through the other member, Dot. And they was trying to get the music off the ground, and at that time there were a little bit more things that I have already done, and they were trying to get up to at least the level that I was on. So what had happened was I had started creating the logos, helping produce music, and once we started, you know, creating together, that's when everything started taking off. We just created a whole new sound, and, you know, being 3 different people coming together, it's already going to be a blend. One had a different style. Everybody had their own, you know what I'm saying, unique style, and it just became one collective sound. LARMG, Loyalty and Royalty Music Group, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, shout out to Bo Banks, because he asked me to ask you a question.
What's up, Bo?
Carter. Yeah, like he wanted me to ask you to talk about him, like, You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like his expertise in his craft and stuff like that.
Carter, he's one of those people that I would say he was heavily influenced by like T.I. and the whole aesthetic of T.I., like the way that he hustled, the way that he managed, the way that he his swagger, his cadence. And so I feel like Carter was one of those people that because of that he really held that down. He drove all of that to the maximum. So he was really the one that when it came down to making business decisions, he was the one that wanted to do that. You know, kind of like how we talk about T.I. is a philanthropist. He's an entrepreneur. That's somebody that Carter was. He was somebody that wanted us to withhold our standards at a higher standard and do things at a level of people would see us as professionals. So that's who Carter was. Carter is a upright professional. Shout out to him.
And you say Dot.
Now, don't chop my neck off. Dot, he was the same. He was generally the same type of person. Yeah. But Dot, he was, like I said, because it was three different people that the styles came together collectively. Dot was, you know, he hailed from up top from New York, so he was flashy, but his style was more of a melodic. He was the melodic one. And when he first started, he was one of those people that I would put up there as a top tier lyricist, but he more was with the style and the swag of it as opposed to the bars. That the bars was me. I was the one that liked the punchlines and the metaphors and the similes. So Dot, he was the one that's what he brought to the table. He was very flashy, fly guy. You was gonna know it after he got done.
I like how you brought that in like that. So like as far as a Tune Baby, for one, how do we get the name?
Tune Baby. So Tune Baby actually originated from high school. So I used to be J Tune. That's what it started out. You know, my name is Jameer, so it was J Tune. I was just I fell in love with music at an early age, and it was the music, like, it was everything. It wasn't just rap. It was pop. It was a little bit of country. It was just anything that had a collective of music that was brought to the table that, you know, when I hear it in my ears, it's like, oh, man, I perked up to it. So J-Tune was who I was in high school because I liked the beatbox. I was the one that when the cypher came around, I was the one that was them creating the beat. And one day we went to a studio of a homeboys and we started making a little mixtape song so we could put on a CD. And I actually had a track that I did, and the lyric was, it's tune baby, gotta singing melodies instead of playing games, she gives some brain and let a fella beat, something like that. And when we put the mixtape out in the school, everybody came back and that was their line that they loved to hear. They would say, it's tune baby. So it kind of migrated from J-Tune to Tune Baby. And I actually came up with a definition. Tune Baby actually stands for the ultimate new edition, been a bad youngin'.
Woo, that's a crazy acronym.
That's it.
That's wow.
Yes, sir.
So like, as far as like, you done got it from a standpoint of like, okay, I seen what people gravitated towards, and then you turned that into something. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So like, is that something like you doing all of your work, or is that something like where, like, not just that one time only, but it's like when you turn something into something, like for me, like, shout out to the TY, like where we was working on the joint called the Motel. It's an acronym too. Masters of the English Language. You know what I'm saying? So like, how often do you turn something into something with what you creating, or is it just always what it is?
Oh no, I mean, so the whole process is, I mean, even when you think about how the music game right now is still to this day, it's saturated with a lot. So with that being said, what you want to do is to get as many people to gravitate towards you as you can. You know, there's these trends and there's these things, but you don't always want to follow the trends. You want to be the one to stand out. So with that being said, you kind of have to keep doing things that'll grasp the people's attention. So I might put out this song and he might like it, but this person might not like it. Or I put out this song and all three of them like it. It's like, all right, so I know that I should use this one because I got a bigger gravitational pull from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
like
that's it. You
like
kind of
that.
have to. You gotta when you in the boxing ring and they throwing punches, you got to bob and weave, and you got to move into the right spot. You know what I'm saying? You pay attention to the way the person move, and you got to move into the right spot so you can land that hook and knock out.
You got to count.
That's it.
You got to count. So as far as like just kind of getting feedback from a demographic or just people that rock with how you rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much of that created your style versus like what is your style?
So I have a core fan base, and you always want to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely have a lot of people that were there from the beginning, or they like what I've always done. But there's a lot of people that don't. So that's where the versatility comes in, because some people might not want to hear lyricism. Some people want to hear something that sounds good in the club. So it's good to try to tap into each and every avenue to try to gain another fan base, or try to try to work your mental and create another, or adapt the art style to that other people can I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to word it.
It's the text themselves, like how you was talking about gravitational pull.
That's it.
It's like people just gravitate to a certain thing they in the orbit of.
That's
you know
it.
What I'm saying? Like if it's street life, even if it is like where, oh, this is my life, or like street life, or like where it's conscious, or if it's pop, or if it's bubblegum, like Zenny would say, you know. There's certain people that will rock in a certain gravitation of that.
That's it. I mean, there's some people that'll put out an album and it'll be straight all one thing, and you'll listen to the album and be like, yeah, I heard the first two songs, but when the fifth and the sixth song sounded like the first two, I'm bored by that. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the book is entertaining from beginning to end.
Because I truly believe if I skip steps, they gonna skip songs.
Absolutely.
I believe that. So like as far as like your creation process, for one, you create beats also. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. So does the way you create beats have an influence on what beats you actually rap on?
No, and it's really
that's
based
fire,
off of
though.
No. No, not at all. Because what's crazy is, like I said, I'm very versatile. So, I mean, if you were to listen to the last album that I put out, it's a lot of boom bap, hip hop, because that's my origin. That's where I'm from. Yeah. But I also want these fans that are younger, from the younger generation to the older generation, to feel what I got to say, and to let you know that that's not all I can do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't just need to use a hammer. I can use a shovel too. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I might go in there and do some snap music, or I might go in there and try it on a drill beat, and it's all based off of how the song makes me, how the beat makes me feel. So even if you were to listen up, I don't care if it was this album that I just dropped or the album 2 years ago. None of the music on it, it's all gonna sound the same. Everything's gonna be different. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the last album that I put out, 50% was produced by me. 50% was produced by a producer out of South Africa named JPEX.
Okay. Dang. So how do you orchestrate something like that? How you make that a clean operation?
Okay, so I found him on TikTok.
Shout out to the TikTok.
Right. I mean, the internet. What's crazy is I started in the era of MySpace, and we would have never found the things that we're able to tap into right now back then. Yeah. So, the internet has evolved, and I get on TikTok and I scroll and I see him make beats, and I say, hold on. The beat's real when you sit up in your chair like that. You know what I'm saying? When you hold on, get the fixing your closing. So I heard one beat from him, and it made me go check out his catalog. Yeah. And from then on, I'm buying what jumps out, what taps that nerve. Yeah. Because you want it. You definitely want people to hear the music, but you want people to feel it.
Okay. Well, get there like that with music. Like, okay. Do it find you, or you find it If you could put it in a percentage.
I find it.
Nice again.
That's it. I find it.
You got all the right answers.
I mean, it's real. It comes out easy like that because I can't fake it. It's reality. So, I mean, it's not like I go and look. I might go and look for beats, but for the most part, you'll stumble across the beat. You know what I'm saying? And from then on is when the gears get to turn. The computer starts working.
So, would you feel like it's something that motivates you to like put yourself in perpetual motion of that? Like if you working on a tape, right?
Right.
But then you trying to work on the album too, and then you trying to work on something else too, and then you trying to work on something else too, and it's like a perpetual motion that you got to be in every time. So like as far as like a motivational aspect, like what keeps you in that? It's because sometimes it might seem like a roller coaster, but it's a part of the path.
It is, right. So, life is life is the writer of all my music because it's reality. I mean, I call all my albums Off the Potty. That's the series that I've been going on. Off the Potty is, so for me to tell the origin story of, I don't know if I've ever explained it, but to anybody on the internet. So if y'all are paying attention right now, y'all can get the origin story of why Off the Potty is Off the Potty. So I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Stomach get the It's time to go sit on the toilet. But back in the day, before you had your cell phones, before you had you was probably doing something like reading the back of the air freshener or real spill. I'm just keeping it real, which you was doing some reading the back of the Windex.
Okay, I got you.
And if you didn't have none of that in there, it was in your thoughts. It was thinking.
Yeah. And
you're sitting there while you was handling your business might spark some inspiration because you ain't got nothing to do there but think.
Yeah.
And then when you get off the potty, you have a new thought, you have a new process, you have something else, an idea. That's what Off the Potty comes from. I just go ahead and release everything that's been on my mind, like I've been sitting on the toilet, and now I'm off the toilet, letting y'all know what's on my mind.
Shout out to that, man. Like,
yeah,
because that made me ask questions like, okay, so like, are you telling people how you feel in your music, or you really telling people what or who you are in your music?
All of it combined.
Yeah.
The album is a coloring book. You know what I'm saying? It's not one picture is the same. It's all vibrant. It's everything what I'm going through, how I feel. Because I'm I'm an introverted person. I'm somebody that's very quiet and secluded into myself. So I feel like music is my therapy. So when I get on the track is when I tell you, if you want to know anything that's going on or how I feel, that's all you have to do is just turn on my music. You'll know exactly. It's in there.
That's fire right there, yeah. So I'm thinking in my mind like right now, like dang. So what's some other kind of music that influence something like that? Like what influences a tune, baby? Yeah.
So my origin story is I wrote my first 16 bars when 8 Mile credits were rolling.
Ooh, that 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Right, 10th, or I could get a voice.
I swear. I the credits were rolling, and I looked right at the TV. My sister sat beside me. I said, I can do that. I can do that. If anybody thought that was fire, I can do that. And I wrote my first 16 bars, went to school. And when I went to school and spit it, they was like, you snapped. You sound just like him. You sound just like Eminem. And from then on, it's what influenced me to transgress my style into what you hear now. Tune, baby. Yeah.
So like, it's a game of games. You know what I'm saying? They games that look the same, and then it's like there's certain ways that we could do things that always present themselves as the same. Like where, Dre, you ask the same kind of question you always had. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how often do you think you reinvent yourself as far as like your craft, like overall, and within like how you know what I'm saying, protect your peace and your mind?
So the process of me creating my music is like I dropped my last album, which was called The Royal Flush. It's actually off the Potty 4, but it's called The Royal Flush. You know what I'm saying? When I dropped it in 2023. I probably won't drop again till 2025, and that's because in between the drops, I'm marketing and I'm putting together content and stuff for my last album. But I'm going through life. I'm painting the picture right now. So I'm on the potty. When you step back and you're living life, it's basically I'm on the potty gathering those thoughts, those ideas, and around this time that I'm not creating, I like to go ahead and I like to listen to what's new. I like to listen to what's old. I like to listen to what's popping. What's you know what I'm saying? That's where I gather my inspiration from. Because usually when you listen to my music, a lot of people will say, "You sound like somebody, but I can't quite put it on who it is because you sound like you." And that's because I might listen to this Cash Cobain. I might listen to this Yo Gotti, I might listen to Glorilla, and I'll say, I'm gonna write something that sounds like none of those. Yeah. That's what's fire. I can take a piece of this, and I can take a piece of that, and a piece of that, and I'll make it my own. Yeah. So that's the process. So that's how. As long as that's the process, I'll always be able to create something that doesn't sound like that.
Okay. So like this beat making process, man, or beat selection process, like mine's, man. If I got a hot 16, or if I got a hot hook, I'll run it through 6 or 7 beats just to find which one nice for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find the Goldilocks zone of where my planet can orbit. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like on the beat making process and your selection, as far as like what you actually rap on, like what's your distinction, or what's some pillars that you gotta have as far as like some got to be's or like some mainstays and what you do?
There isn't one. There isn't. There's beats that I've had that had 3 instruments in it, and then there's beats that I've had that's had an orchestra in it. And as long as I can feel it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can create soup out of nothing. You know, the whip game is crazy. The left hand go, So it doesn't matter. There isn't no specific. It got to be. I just got to feel it. Yeah. So, and it's been so many times where it's like, let's say somebody comes to you with a feature, in my eyes, it's been plenty of times where I've been with my guys and they're like, man, I ain't about to do this song. And I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't like the beat. And I'm like, well, they didn't send you the feature for you to like the beat. You know, get out of your feelings. This is business. You know what I'm saying? So how I look at it is, I'm going to snap. Whoever send me a verse, I'm going to snap on you. Send it to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write one of the hottest verses that I can. And as soon as you market it to your fan base, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, yo, who is that? And now I got me a fan. So I look at it as a marketing standpoint, as opposed to, oh man, I ain't going to do this person's track because the beat ain't got what I need on it. I can rap on it. I can rap on anything. Like if those people that have to have those, it has to have, then they're either one, they're one track minded, or they're not as versatile. It's some people that all they can do is make street music. And I haven't been in the streets, but I've been around the streets enough to know that I can talk about aspects of life that these people can relate to and this person can relate to. But the beat ain't got to have nothing for you to understand me and for you to feel me. I just got to feel the beat so I can say what I gotta say to make you feel it.
I see that as that's beautiful right there, for real, because I see it as like when I see a beat, like I see a beat as like, for one, it's telling me to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then for 2, I have to have a certain sound for it. Okay. Know? And then for 3, they a certain kind of energy with it. And then like how you said though, because it really ain't none. Because if that specific beat don't require all 3 of those, I still might be a different person anyway.
That's true.
That I respect that to the highest. Like, and then it's like, so like, you got a favorite drum pattern or a favorite sequence of sounds, or is it just like you just
No, okay. So My favorite beat per minute. My favorite BPM is around 130, 140.
Okay.
So I like that. I ain't even gonna lie. My favorite type of music that I love to listen to is chopped and screwed. I love Houston. I love that Texas sound. So you know, I like my beats to be. I'm not really a fast pace. I don't really like to rap too fast. I much rather.
What's your favorite chopped and screwed song?
Bumper Grill by Charlie Boy.
I like that. Get Through.
Oh, I fuck with the Get Through too. Yes, sir. I first heard Charlie Boy Bumper Grill when I was in 8th grade, and I was like, "What is this? Who invented it?" And when I play in it, people was like, "I don't understand why it's so slow." And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm in my Real talk though. Cause shout out to my people out there in Texas. Shout out my boys out there in Gainesville. Yeah. They already know it's something that they live by, but people down here in North Carolina, it was something that they had to kind of catch up to. So yeah.
Okay, so man, Tune Baby, LARMG.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a message in your music that you would want your listeners to understand, what would that be?
To be yourself, and from the very first tape to this one that I just dropped, I don't care what nobody say. All the people in this room, don't never let nobody take your confidence away from you, because you're talking about somebody that has come from nothing, that's still trying to reach a level of success. And there's a lot of people out there that's going to try to downplay your dreams, that's going to try to downplay what you can really do. But don't never let nobody push aside what you can. Your dreams are your dreams, and don't let nobody else take that away. So in my music, it's always letting people know that me personally, that's who you're looking at, that's what you're listening to. And with that confidence, I want to instill everybody else with the same kind of confidence.
Man, that's probably you can give to them people, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right, because it's like there's so many things in this world that try to break your concentration. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Literally try to break your will. You know what I'm saying? But when you focused on what your path is designed for, you know what I'm saying? For a while, but I felt like my path was how I dealt with the feeling of rejection and feeling left out. You know what I'm saying? But my path was really aligned with just me rocking with my own things and my own decisions.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Can I make the best of my choices? Am I better than my mistakes?
Right.
You know, so that's a powerful message to give them right there, man. So like, as far as like coming up, you know what I'm saying? What we got coming up? You got any releases? You know what I'm saying? You gonna rock it somewhere? Like what you got going on? You got anything you trying to do or something like that? Cause I'm trying to rock us out. Yes,
man, I got something. I got some music that's in the works. I got some studio sessions that need to be implemented as soon as possible, because I got some good songs. Me and my boy Carter, I don't know exactly when or how this process is going to continue on, but we said we was going to drop us a new LAR EP. Yeah. Me and my boy Raja, shout out Raja Larim. We got a Rocket Science Part 2 on the way, and shawty, want you slide through? Won't you come and pull up on the nigga like a drive through? Yeah, I got the weed, I got the drink, I got this. Hey, won't you come and slide on the nigga? Come and slide. I got a song called Slide Through that we're gonna drop sometime this year, man. I've been creating footage for it. I gotta get the last final mix out of the studio. And I'll be working on Off the Potty Part 5 as soon as possible, man. Just know that that's coming. So just more content, more music. I haven't been doing any shows lately. I haven't even really been trying to do some shows. I've been trying to just interact more with my fan base on the social media, on the internet, because that's the fastest way for you to go ahead and reach the people right now. So like I said, I've been somebody that's more secluded into myself, so I've been trying to do more interacting with the people and touching more the fan base. So all that's in the works right now. Me and you gonna chop some, we gonna cut some, you know what I'm saying? That's all we just gonna, that's it.
They thought they was gonna get.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
no,
please don't.
it.
If you run, you ain't gonna get far anyway.
That's it all. That's it all. No. Alrighty then, right? So like, well, when we like speak on these levels like this, sometimes like it's like you ever feel like there's a stigma like with like certain levels of consciousness, just on the sidebar.
It can be because I mean, I understand that sometimes it's hard to focus as opposed to life. Life has curve, life has left hook, right hook. You don't know when this is gonna happen. So it's like because I understand like there's some people out there that they're like, I want to get in the studio, but it's kind of hard for me because of kids and because of my job and but what you have to do is try to find balance. That's what I really feel is the whole orchestra of this situation, because I could sit here and I could get on this microphone in front of you and have you be in my therapy and tell you about my problems, but I don't want to disregard the fact that you have problems too. You know, everybody does. So with that being said, it's like, I'm just going to keep my problems to myself and I'm going to try to handle them, but I'm still going to try to handle my business at the same time. So with that being said, it's like, you got to just find balance so that you can try to, you know, you got to weave, you got to bob and weave, you got to go in and out, in and out. And that's what I feel like is, that can be the stigma of the consciousness, but you just got to, like I said, you got to bob and weave.
Just like that feeling shit, yeah. So look, when we wrap Grind Music Repeat up, you know what I'm saying? Because we provide that love, that motivation, and that power and that peace. You know what I'm saying? So
love that.
You got some people you want to shoot out some love to? Go ahead, shoot it out to them, man.
First and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out to God, man, because without Him, none of this would be possible, man. I'm a firm believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, man. Secondly, I want to shout out my daughter, Brianna Azor. I love you. You know, everything that I do is for you. Shout out to all my people. Shout out Blaney County. Shout out my lady. Shout out Carter. Shout out Bo Bangs, man. Big shout out to Bo Bangs, man. I'm glad you tapped me in, man. Shout out to all my fans, man, because still to this day, you know, right when I think that I'm going to fall into the pits and you know, you get into that dark realm where you're by yourself, it's somebody that reaches out to me and they say, man, keep going, man, because I love what you're doing. It's motivating me. And that just makes me pick everything right back up and for me to keep going. And, you know, this one of my favorite lines is forever I will continue to do everything that I set myself out to do. Forever I will. So I'm going to keep grinding with this music. I'm going to keep grinding with all my business endeavors, with life in general, until I can't get off the potty no more. It's up.
Yo, man, I want to say for one, yo, shout out to everything that you love, bro. Cause like, yo, you're like just the peaceful person that you are, and all. And then it's like we took some time for this to happen. This ain't just out of nowhere. No. We took some time.
It was conducted.
Yeah, conducted. So you know what I'm saying? So I want to say shout out to that for one, and for two, yo, I want to say shout out to the Zini, yo. You know what I'm saying? His birthday.
Shout out, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
His
blood.
birthday
Appreciate it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And you know they want too many stadiums we could take him to and stuff like that, but he got the best seat in the house tonight. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? I want to say shout out to the whole 810s, bro. I want to say shout out to the BAP too for rocking with him. I said a couple of y'all today, man. Shout out to Mr. Mika too. Like she showed me so much on these edits, yo. I'm about to chop it up like the DJ. I'm about to evolve, yo. I'm about to evolve. You know what I'm saying?
It working, man.
Yo,
big
like,
shout out Hood Rock TV.
Yo, shout out to the tune, baby. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to his lady too. You know what I'm saying? She's right down here with him, man. You know what's up, baby? You know, and well, I'm talking about like, yo, anybody that's trying to grind music and repeat, yo, find the email, you know what I'm saying? Hit us up, CHR@carolinamusic@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? And hit us up in the comments too. We trying to grind music repeat every day of the week. You know
Show
what I'm
some
saying?
love, man.
So that's how we trying to rock. But if anybody trying to grind music repeat, man, go ahead, shoot it on to us, bro. We're gonna see what we're working with, and then we're gonna work out a schedule that works better for you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
And shout out to all of the listeners, yo. Shout out to the Tune Baby once again, man. Shout out to the whole LARMG, yo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the city, and we rocking ground music, repeat, and that's how we rock.
Yeah.
World Series law number 1.